Great and beautiful mystery. I thank you for this day and for the opportunity to be here in the world, for the miracle of being alive and the miracle of having and giving love, sharing love and offering love, receiving love and allowing love to change everything. I welcome you, great mystery, into this day. And please bring your beauty here, your wisdom here, your healing here for us all. Aho, amen. I am thinking about harvest, and I'm thinking about gratitude and giving thanks and cycles and seasons, and harvest is a season. It's fall is a season, and I think about our rituals of gathering. I think about the blessing of being with the people that we cherish and care about, and we need a lot of that. And I'm just curious about, what are some ways that we can be experiencing that? What are some ways that we can do that in a good way, or in a sacred way, or in a sacred manner, and to experience the miracle of one another? How do we experience the miracle of one another, and the honest, authentic connections that are meaningful, and that create a support system and a network of support for each other in this beautiful, precious, sacred world that we live in. And so I really like the idea of celebrating the season and celebrating the rhythms, and of celebrating life. And I also think about uh, the things and the people and the places that I have seen over the last couple of days or spoken to. And yesterday, my mom and I were driving to town, and in Lewiston, and on the way we saw two bull elk. They were incredible. They were magnificent. They were crossing the road, and and we fortunately were able to pull over and to witness them and see them. But I just think about, I think about the cycles and the seasons of the elk, and I think about that these two bull elk are looking for the rest of the elk, and for the females, and that their tribe of their of their other people. We also saw huge, beautiful. I don't know. There must have been 100 wild turkeys in the field as we were driving down from the mountain. And then also deer all day yesterday. Like, I would just look out the window and there would be deer, or I would get up. I got up a couple times during the night, and I looked out the window, and there was, a deer that was outside the window both times and grazing. And so I just think about, the cycles and the seasons and the things that we prepare for. I Here at Nine Muses, I'd seen there were a couple of years ago, or a few years ago, there was, I guess it was last year or the year before last, there was a moose, or a couple of moose that came. And then before that, there were some bears that came. Um, and I think that one of the things as a human beings, we don't remember about that there are cycles, that there are these seasons and these cycles, and there's a specific way that things go. There's, like, we wake up in the morning, we're in a cycle of waking up, and then we go into the afternoon, and we're in a cycle of, probably doing something, or cultivating something, or harvesting something by the afternoon, so we can harvest something by the afternoon. And then by the afternoon, we're going into more of the rest mode and preparing for night. So, even with our day, we have cycles during our day. And then hopefully at night we get to sleep, we're hoping. And then again, morning wake, and then we go through that season every day. Like, we go through these cycles and seasons every single day. And so this is the season of harvest, and how do we celebrate harvest, and how do we um, give our gratitude and extend our thanks into the world and to these other creatures and beings that are supporting our lives and are caring for our lives and caring for us. And then how do we celebrate not only each season, but also each day? And what does it mean to harvest? Well, what we harvest is what we plant. And what we harvest is what we protect and what we care for. And so, what is it that I care for? What is it that I protect? Um, what is it that I cultivate? And I can look at each day also and say, oh, well, this is what I planted in the morning, and this is what I cultivated, as I've gone into the noon or into the strong time of day, and then as I go into the afternoon, what is it that I'm harvesting from my day, and what is it that I want to share with my loved ones, my family, my friends, and then by the evening, what is it that I want to reflect on, and what is it that I would like to do more of tomorrow? And what is it that I don't want to do more of tomorrow? So, each day is a cycle, each day is a season, each day has its own harvest and its own expression. And I wanted to read this. This is from page 135, and it's from Life Prayers from around the world. And it's a pastoral letter. And it says, they sing of a life free and simple, with time for one another and for people's needs, based on the dignity of the human person, at one with nature's beauty, crowned by poetry. If that dream dies, all of our struggles die with it. This struggle of resistance is a struggle against violence, against institutional violence, which sometimes subtly, sometimes brutally attacks human dignity and life. At stake is the spirit of all our humanity. At stake is the spirit of all our humanity, and that's a pastoral letter. And so, how do we sing of life, free and simple, and for one another, to make space and time for one another? And I like to do this daily. I also like to do this weekly. One of the things that I'll do is connect with the people that I cherish and love. I also have a writers group that I meet with weekly, um, and then, of course, there are other rituals and there are other celebrations. And so this is the time of harvest. And so what can we do? And we can look at our own ancestral lineage. We can look at, in Germany, of course, there's the Oktoberfest, and there's the time of celebrating harvest there. And globally, everywhere that you go, there are different kinds of celebrations for harvest, depending on where you live and depending on how the seasons fall, no pun intended. Uh, and so, how do I want to celebrate what I have planted? What are the seeds that I have planted? What kind of harvest do I think that I will have created and cultivated next year at this time in the season of fall? Have a beautiful day. Blessings. See you next week.